Well, it's a beautiful Thursday morning, and nothing beats being right here in front of you guys. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now we have a fully loaded episode of Wake Up Nigeria coming your way. And we'll be here from now till around 8:45. And the fantastic thing is, you don't need to be seated to be part of the show.
Yeah, you can stream us live right now on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVZ Connect. Send in your comments on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
Now, it's important you do this. Download our app from any Android or iOS store. Watch us on your mobile devices from anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
we're going to follow you around.
Yeah, lots of things are going to be happening on the show today. Looking forward to 3 hours, what they call a bumper package.
Okay, so Thursdays, you feel like you're almost at the weekend. Not quite there, but don't worry, we're going to shake that feeling and get you started the right way. Oluwashino Akinwumi, also known as Zamorra, is going to be joining us on the show for a soulful live performance shortly.
And of course, you know how we do on the show. We love to celebrate our viewers and their loved ones on their birthdays. So stay tuned for that, for a birthday celebration segment.
Yes, indeed. And Mike has the latest in the world of technology, breaking down the nitty-gritty on the latest gadgets. Can't wait to see what's up with that.
Yeah, and of course we have Abolaji David Banjoko, better known as BJ Sax. He is a professional saxophonist, and we'll be having a chat with him to find out what's new with him. Something is coming up pretty shortly.
And joining us for a book chat today, we have Dr. Harry Paul Benjamin. He is the author of A Book of New Thoughts. Now, this is a book geared towards inner peace and joy.
Inner peace. Yeah, peace be upon you.
Yes, sir.
And on art display, joining us to show some of his work and talk about his journey as a graffiti artist, Osa 7. I'm quite sure you would have seen some of his works around Lagos without even knowing that it was him that did it. So we're going to be talking to him what goes on through his mind when he puts together this crazy stuff.
All right, and lastly, we'll be joined by veteran ace disc jockey, DJ Jimmy Jatt. He's heavily contributed to the modern hip-hop era in Nigeria, and of course, so many other genres of music. Yes, indeed.
Never heard that song before.
Feels like a packed show.
No, I
How? Yeah. Really?
It's like a new song.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I think Yomi doesn't get out much.
Too many church
Maybe
activities.
you don't get out much.
Yeah.
But it's
I
just
should get out more.
Too many church
Yeah, you
activities.
should.
My wife keeps telling me that
Really?
you know, we don't go out. And so I'm like, yeah.
But you know, that is something, you know, I've been looking at. So if, for instance, I get a call from my husband that says, so can you come to the island? And I'm like, I'm on the mainland, very close to my house and my children. I'm like, come to the island for what? He's like, I just want to go and watch a movie. I'm like, And then I'm like, okay, yeah. So a lot of people are waiting for their men to actually invite them to go out. And then mine is inviting me and I'm feeling like, oh my God, I can't do, you know?
So it's a bad time.
Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, sometimes I just don't feel like going out. But you know, some people just...
There's people who are homebodies. So like, they just...
Like to chill at home.
Yeah, they just like to chill at home, watch a movie, just, you know, be all cozy. But there's other people who just like to go out. So.
Yeah, so, but is it like, what's the word now? Is it, so for those that are looking to people to ask them out, what does that make me for not wanting to go out? Does it make me like ungrateful? Or does it make me, no, I'm just trying to.
It just makes you who you are.
Really?
Like, it doesn't make you anything.
It just makes you who you are.
You just want to chill. I'm sure there are days where you have to hang out with your husband, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so let me put it in perspective now. I have to put on my heels. I have to put on
What do you have to
makeup.
do all that?
You have to put on.
I have to. It's just
Exactly.
It's
So
the
that's
look.
So that's where the problem is.
Yeah, the
That's
whole
probably- yeah.
dressing up and going is like no.
So that's probably
Except
where the
if
problem
it's
is.
an event. If it's an event, it's completely different. If it's just a hangout, let's say you're seeing the movies or you're just having dinner, why do I have to bother about wearing heels?
Because bloggers are not after you. That's why.
Excuse me, bloggers are going to be worried about me not wearing heels. And that story.
You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. They'll be like, Titi looking all all, you know.
All
maybe,
what?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
thing.
so Titi, okay, wait a minute, because I'm confused here. I see a lot of celebrities like dressed down to the barest minimum. I'm not even talking Nollywood now. I'm not even talking here in Nigeria now. I'm even talking Hollywood. And they're either, you know, you see them taking on different dates, you see them having, no, and they're dressed down. I really don't see why we have to make all the efforts. You want to go to the supermarket, you're wearing heels. Why?
Nobody said supermarket now.
I'm just saying.
There's some people who go to the supermarket wearing heels. Though, yeah. Yes,
I'm telling you, you never know who will just meet you, who will just see you. I'm like, is everything okay? You looks like you're looking very tired today. Is everything all right?
A lot of young girls have yam legs. All that what do they call it again? Inshon on their legs. Because, like, come on. If it's not an occasion, why do you have to? Yes, now, because there's a lot of pressure on your ankles. And then your calf muscles, and then it affects the whole leg. So then you're taking like long walks from the supermarket on heels. Are you joking?
So wearing heels is like actual punishment.
Well, they say fashion is
actually, weirdly, in some cases, yes. If you're going to be standing on some types of heels, it is punishment.
It's the same way I don't understand how. I mean, I went clubbing last December, and I saw a lot of girls on heels, and I could never understand that.
It's a club now. You've gone past the club age, girl.
Are you talking to me?
That's not the point. The point is
that's not the point.
here.
I'm talking about the heels. I'm talking about no. Why exactly? What's club age?
Yeah, so
please explain to me.
What I'm saying is,
I'm young. Let me remind you. I'm a young girl. I'm not an old girl.
No matter how young you are, you're not 16.
Well,
so 16
or
is
17,
for okay. So
or 18.
What is the one a 16-year-old or 17-year-old looking for in a club?
Look at him now.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're me.
Okay, so if you were when I was in there, like, so we were what 16, 17, 18, and people went to the club like every Friday.
Yeah.
So you can do that to like you're 23.
You're 16, 17, 18 in a club.
Wow.
Yes, no.
You're a teenager. What are you doing in a club?
Okay, and then. I think we should move to the news.
Oh my God.
Sarah is on
Right, good morning and welcome to the news update. The police in Oyo State have appealed to farmers and herders to seek ways to put an end to frequent clashes between them. Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 11, Leo Ibade, made the score during a one-day familiarization tour of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Addressing participants, police AIG hinted that the formation had designed a crime map to address security challenges in the southwest region. One of the ways preferred to check crime across the country is the issue of community policing, but security agents here draw a link between crime and family breakups, which they want urgently addressed. Nigerians were advised to be very security conscious and help with information management in order to win the war against criminality. And students from the oil-producing communities of Ondo State have staged a protest against alleged skipping of payment of the 2016-2017 bursary allowance. The students stormed the office of the Ondo State Oil-Producing Oil Areas Development Commission, or SOPADEC, to vent their anger. The students of the mandate areas invaded the Commission's office of unpaid bursary allowance and they called out against neglect and shortage after graduating from universities. The chairman of SOPADEC, Olugbenga Edema, says the Commission will look into the matter. And more train coaches will soon begin to ply the Abuja-Kaduna rail route to ease the pressure put on available coaches by commuters. The rail transport has become the most preferred means of movement because of the clear and present danger on the roads. Senators now asking for the intervention of the federal government at the train stations. News of the Senate's request for more than 50% slash in transport fare excites rail passengers, but they can only hope that if the request is granted, the long hours wasted waiting to catch a train will be drastically reduced. And the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal has fixed Thursday, that's today, for judgment on the dispute arising from the last governorship election in Osun State. The court issued hearing notices for the judgment and had them served on all the parties to the 4 pending appeals relating to the disputed poll. APC's governor, Boyega Oyetola, was declared winner of the election by INEC, but the Election Petition Tribunal nullified that and handed victory to PDP's Ademola Adeleke. Now, APC and Governor Oyetola then went to the Court of Appeal to challenge the tribunal's ruling. Now, today is the day we will know who the court will declare the winner of the vote. And royal powers have been decentralized in the Kano Emirate. Instead of one emirate and monarch, there are now 5. The governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, signed the emir appointment and deposition law passed by the State House of Assembly. The law gives room for the creation of 4 new emirates in the state. With that, Kano now has Rano, Gaya, Karaye, and Bichi Emirates, in addition to Kano Emirate. Governor Ganduje is happy with this and says new emirs will soon be announced. And outside Nigeria, counting of national and provincial ballots is underway in South Africa, where results show that the African National Congress, the ANC, is in an early lead. By 5:30 this morning, the ANC had garnered more than 52% of the total votes cast, and that's 14% in each voting stations, with the Democratic Alliance, that's the DA, at about 25%. Early votes are always coming from the smaller voting stations first, which tend to be mainly in rural areas. An official of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, Mosoto Moepia, in a tweet assured South Africans of the overall integrity of the electoral process. And that's the news update for this hour. Next is the weather forecast for today.
We need to start with the headlines in the papers now. On the Nigerian Tribune, we have 786 petitions before election tribunals as presidential panel begins sitting. Appeal court president assures of justice and fairness, warns counsels against public analysis in the media. Panel to begin hearing Atiku's petition May 15th. It also says here, bandits behead district head in Sokoto, set police station ablaze. Appeal court decides Oyetola Adeleke's fate today. Reps to probe presidential amnesty program. EFCC witch hunting me, says Saraki. You are not above the law, says EFCC. Kano now has 5 emirates as Ganduje signs bill. Evil I feared in PDP has befallen me 10 times in APC, says Okorocha. And finally, it says 6 killed in fresh Boko Haram attack in Borno. That's what it says on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, let's check out the punch. The evil I feared in PDP has befallen me 10 times in APC, says Okorocha. And 3 NLC members hospitalized as thugs attack anti-Ngige protesters. Bandits kill 82-year-old district head in Sokoto and 11 in Taraba. Residents accuse policeman of killing motorcycle rider. And Nigeria's electoral law problematic, says INEC chairman. You find that story on page 20. And Presidential Election Tribunal promises justice for all. And Ganduje reduces Sanusi's influence, breaks Kano Emirate into 5. Ex-Governor Oni's suspension stands, says APC. And 80 deep water oil blocks not producing, says the NNPC. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
80 or 8?
80.
80 not produced.
So there are smaller oil wells and the larger oil blocks as well.
Okay, we have This Day newspaper coming up next. It says, finally, Ganduje moves against Sanusi, breaks Kano Emirate. Signs bill caving out 4 new emirates. That story has more information on page 6. Now we have this one here. It says, micro pension, PENCOM targets 3 trillion naira worth of assets, 20 million contributors. See 4-year-old report card of Team Buhari. That's from 2015 to 2019, part 5, apparently, on pages 18 to 21 of This Day. It also says here on Magu, why EFCC intervened over voters' inducement. On NNPC, Nigeria generates over $180 billion from deep water operations. And finally, issue prejudicial public analysis. Tribunal warns lawyers. Fixes Wednesday for pre-hearing session on Atiku's petition, and women protest over PDP candidate. That's what we have on the cover of This Day.
All right, let's check out Vanguard. Worsening insecurity. 34 killed in 4 states. Cult war claims 11 in Edo. And Boko Haram attacks military base. Community kills, and then kills 11 in Borno. And a couple of other writers there on the worsening insecurity. Northeast Development Commission reward for massive votes for me. And Kano Emirate broken into 5 as Ganduje signs bill into law. Senate backs NFIU's directive on local government finances. And some other stories up here. Buhari versus Atiku will be fair, fearless. Tribunal assures Nigerians. That's good news. And PDP kicks as Saraki Magu Tango over tenure probe. And vehicles vandalized as another violent protest rocks Ibanopoli. And manufacturing sector survey points to difficult Q1 in 2019. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Okay, so I'm moving on to the Nation newspaper here. It says, Buhari versus Atiku. Tribunal warns against comments. Olanikpekun, Fagbemi, Usman, Uzoku pledge to abide by panel's rules. It also says here, deep water operations fetch Nigeria $180 billion. EFCC scorecard, 315 convictions secured, 350 properties seized in 1 year. Senators push for 2011 rules to pick officers. On Oshun, Oyetola, Adeleke, others no fate today. Kano gets 4 more emirates. And MTN may list on exchange next week. Meanwhile, police parade 4 suspected herdsmen and finally 12 killed in Edo cult war. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
I don't know if we've got time for one more. Just a headline on the cover of The Daily Sun. NLC's action against Ngige turns bloody. And 9 injured, 2 in critical condition as union members. Thugs clash at minister's house. And Atiku versus Buhari, tribunal adjourns to May 15 as women protest. And Boko Haram, herdsmen kill 18 in Borno, Taraba. And Governor Ganduje moves against Kano Emir. And I've been investigated as governor without blemish, says Saraki. And finally, Abuja-Kaduna Road, deadliest in Africa. Wow, says the Senate. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
Yeah, and that's it for the headlines in the dailies for this part of the show. We'll be taking it again at the top of the hour. But we have to take a quick break and return shortly with the traffic situation in Nigeria, or in Lagos. Let's see.
Hola, hola. It's time for traffic updates. I really don't know why I had to say that, but hey, I did. All right, so it's time for traffic updates where we update you. We give you traffic situation reports, on different locations here in Lagos. And today, I'm going to be looking at, the busiest, places in Lagos, where you have like Ojota, K2, Mile 12, which other busy places are, very congested in the early hours of the morning? Aja, yes. So I'm going to be giving you traffic reports on those areas. And as well, I've got my gang in the kitchen, who are going to be holding things down for me. I really don't know why Mike is on the couch. So please, Mike, move to the kitchen. Thank you very much. All right, so first, guys, I'm going to be taking... Okay, so if you're in the Ojota axis, yeah, it seems pretty free. All the way to Maryland, yes, it's quite free at the moment. But if the K2 axis seems pretty, congested at the moment. So if you are the Ojaba market, K2 shark is, yeah, that K2 axis actually is, there's a bit of traffic there. And so let's see what the Ikorodu axis is like this morning, because yeah, that's my route, guys. Gotta representing. Yeah, that's my thing.
You always leave that one for her.
Yeah,
she knows
so
all that area.
The Ikorodu Road is actually free at the moment. That is, if you're coming from Ikorodu to Mile 12, it's actually free at the moment. A bit of traffic here and there, not too, very light traffic, basically. And if you're approaching the Mile 12 axis, there's a bit of traffic. Owode, Oniring. Of course, you'd expect traffic, in those areas. And all the way to Mile 12, it eases up a bit. And then approaching Mile 12, sorry, there's traffic. But you could also take the alternative route, which is under the bridge, that links you directly to Alakbere if you're also trying to avoid the traffic at this time. Yes, so the K2 axis is pretty tight. Ojota is lighter at the moment. All the way to Maryland is light. And any other traffic updates, guys? Any updates?
Yeah, I mentioned Aja. I'm taking us all the way across Lagos now. Apparently, Aja Park inward UBA roundabout is currently moving very slowly. But I checked the map a bit earlier. It told me to take another route. Don't bother going that way.
Yeah,
so it kept redirecting me away.
At Aja bus stop, right?
Yeah, so it seems like that place is on lockdown. About an hour, 20 minutes movement from Aja all the way to VI. And that just feels like the entire third mainland.
An hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Something
that
like,
was crazy.
That's quite a journey.
Like 3 minutes ago, moving traffic currently from Maza to Mile 2. I heard that from Mile 2 is just 30 minutes to Cotonou or something.
Wow. And then it takes you how long?
Okay, so but Maza Link Bridge inward Mile 2, it's moving currently. This was just about 4 minutes ago. And then from there, bridge to Coca Express, currently free. And Alfred Nwane en route Akia Desola, currently high influx.
That's Akia Deshola on Victoria
VVI, yeah,
Island.
Akia Deshola on
Yes.
VVI.
All right, so
current.
if you're currently on the Ikorodu route this morning, if you're taking the Ikorodu route to the island, it's pretty free. So there are, the traffic here and there in certain places on the Ikorodu road. But for now, Anthony seems free, Obani Koro. And then if you're linking Obani Koro to Oworo Shoki, to Third Mainland Bridge, it's actually, free at the moment. And then Lagos, the Third Mainland Bridge actually looks free this morning. But then at some point on the bridge, there is traffic, guys. It's a Thursday morning. I would expect that it would be, a lot more, lighter. There'll be lighter traffic on the road this morning, but apparently not, actually. But hey.
So, Dokpemu area of Lagos, under bridge on route cement, it's not exactly good to go. There's a high influx of vehicles around there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Leventis inward Maryland is currently good to go. So smooth sailing there. But it's a bit busy around Alakija to Oluti. along Badagry Expressway due to indiscriminate parking by tankers, possibly. And Apapa Road, Inward Costain, currently has appreciable movement. So that's, it's moving, Sha. It's not...
okay.
Yeah, inside...
okay.
No,
go ahead.
I think we should round off. But inside Yaba is kind of free.
Yes, yes. I'm actually there right now.
Oh, yeah,
and
so
it's
inside,
a bit of free. It's a bit of free. So if actually, you could also take the Yaba route if you're going to the island. I mean, it's pretty free this morning. You could take the Jibowu Yaba, route. There's the Sabo Yaba route is actually free this morning to the island. So that is an alternative route if you're making your way to the island this morning.
So you can go through Yaba, then link the Third Mainland Bridge in the middle. And so you'd cut off a large part.
All right. Any other updates, guys?
I think that's about all that we can take.
All right, so I'm just going to join you in the kitchen.
All right.
See you soon. Hi. Now the issue is, so I was reading this message that came through. It was kind of like a broadcast, rather. Yeah. And I didn't know whether it was actually true or not, but it was on the TVC group, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about. So there's this particular guy who borrowed, let's just call him Okoro. Okoro has been owing you 40K since June last year and has refused to pay. Yesterday, you begged him that even if it's 20K out of the 40K, you need that money because of your situation at that point. He now told you that he has 17,000 in his account, so that he wants to send you 15. He can only afford to send you 15 out of the 17K. As half bread is better than puff puff, you had no option but to accept. Then you woke up this morning to see an alert of 150K in your account with 36 missed calls from Okoro and messages on the phone begging you to transfer 135K back to him. He said he made a mistake, wanted to send 15K, but added one extra zero. So, sincerely, what would you do?
Okay, so...
That's a good question.
I have actually heard this gist like 100 times, and I always say that let's all be petty.
Let's all be petty?
Yes. Okay. Let's all be petty. You've been owing me for the last 1 year, and then mistakenly you sent me more than you owe me. Yeah. And you expect me to return more than you owe me. Yeah. Exactly, basically, to your account. So in other words, you actually had this money, but you just didn't want to give it to me. Yeah. It's possible that, yes, the money that money which was mistakenly transferred to me could have been used for something else. I mean, you budgeted it for something else. But anyway, it entered my account. To God be the glory. Because before I will send you that money.
Did you just say to God be the glory?
Yes, before I will send you that money.
You might wait 1 year.
You know in the Hollywood movie when they say to God be the glory.
Okoro should have a good explanation for why he doesn't want to pay me.
Imagine.
The full
I don't
amount.
even need an explanation at that point.
No. I will need an explanation because he's asking me to transfer 135 back to him. Yeah. Apart from the commission on turnover. Yeah. Of 15 naira.
Wow. No, me, I look for 1 year. I look for the interest at banking lending rate. So it depends on the bank, 7% or 15%, and then I'll compound that interest across 1 year. Okay. Now compounding has to do with exponentialism.
Okay.
What are you saying?
What I said is that you might still be owing me back some money after the 150K.
Okay, so
let's say they owe me 13K 572 naira.
In my mind, I'm just thinking the 40K initially borrowed would be what I would take and send the rest back. Because you were even telling me you only had 17K and you could only send me 15 out of the 17. We're even pitying you.
I would take my money, but before I'd send it back to you, it would take a while.
But do you know, it actually also depends on the relationship you have with this person.
If I had a good relationship with the person, you won't owe me for a year.
You'll pay back.
Hang on.
Okay.
Depends on the relationship. If it was your sister.
No, come on, that's my sister. That's my sister. I think at some point within that year, for me, I mean, if my sister, within that 1 year, I would have found a way to, forget about the money.
Oh, wow.
That's my sister.
Okay. So isn't that a bit, that's sentiment? And I think
that's my sister.
It's Nigerians that do that thing.
What are you saying?
Abroad, they don't do it.
I'm not in the abroad. I'm in Nigeria. That's my sister.
Even parents take their own kids to court for owing them money abroad.
You know?
In Nigeria, we're very, very sentimental about things like this. The truth is, if I borrow you money, I expect to be paid back. It's the principle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
So, yeah, something else I wanted to mention, and Steve Harvey has been trending for
Steve Harvey is always trending.
Major trending, but he said something. And prior to this time, there was something I said earlier than this, prior to this time. You know, now you might respect somebody, but I feel like there are no absolutes. You cannot take anybody's sayings as 100% truth every time.
Okay.
Exactly.
No matter who the person is.
What
No
did he
matter who the
say?
person is. Yeah. So he goes up and says, hey, you're not supposed to be sleeping for 8 hours. That's 1/3 of your life. Rich people don't sleep 8 hours. They sleep. Look, if you're going to be sleeping 8 hours, you're going to be poor. The Bible says a little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty comes upon you. And then you don't sleep 8 hours. I'm like, yeah, let's sleep 2 hours.
It reminds me of that verse of in the Bible that says, while men slept, enemies came and sowed tears.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like, while sleeping, poverty came.
Okay, you see, first of all, quotes everywhere. You know when someone puts something, you put one quote, and you say put something, they are very relative. 8 hours a day, and then you're quoting, and then there's a discussion under a
And
thread
then
I
let's
saw.
not forget that health experts are saying that you need 8 hours
There's a
of
discussion
sleep.
under a thread I saw, and then somebody goes like, the rich people don't sleep that long. But the richest man says he sleeps a minimum of 8 hours.
Yeah, but
Richest man.
it might not be the same time of the day that he's sleeping, that you are sleeping. No, like there are a lot of meetings that go on in the middle of the night all over the world. Yes,
you know, it
and
is
I'm
not-
talking about actual business meetings.
we're not doubting
There are
your source
countries.
now.
there
We're
are
not
other-
talking
Okay,
about
see, we're talking about 8
8
hours.
hours. That's the
so
issue.
it doesn't
It doesn't
matter
have
the
to be
time
at
of the
this
day.
it doesn't matter
Look
this
at
time
this actor,
of the
is
day.
it Matt Damon or who that he wakes up at 4, does his workout 2-3 hours, says his prayers, gets breakfast done, kisses his kids before they go to school, then he goes back to bed, then he wakes up again, goes for meetings. Do you understand? So it just depends.
We don't, that
So
wasn't the
even
time of
for-
sleep.
this guy is
8
earning
hours.
millions.
For Matt Damon, it's, I mean, he's an actor. I'm guessing that even when he's on set, he doesn't get 8 hours of sleep.
Yes, but he has to work out, he has to sleep, he has to build, he has to, you know, there are things that they have to do that we might
I
not
want
be
us to
able
bring up
relate
this
with.
sleep discussion again.
Yeah, we'll bring it up.
Probably
Not,
at the top of the hour. It's important. So
meeting
that
and time of sleep.
so that we can put things in perspective. But, you know, we're going to get some sleep now
No, we're not.
and be back
Shortly.
after this break. All right, so Wake Up Nigeria brings you the very best of music. The most talented guys come on the show, I tell you. And Zamorra, whose real name is Oluwashina Akinwumi, is a graduate of philosophy from the Obafemi Awolowo University and is blessed with a unique voice and prefers to deliver his songs with a good mix of English, Yoruba, and Pidgin. His ultimate ambition is to make music that can travel the world and break cultural boundaries. This guy right here is going to be doing something very special for us today. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Okay, so I like that, you know, you're like one of these versatile musicians that can play an instrument and also sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how did this all come together and begin for you?
Okay. I've been singing for a long time now.
Well, professionally, you said 2015.
Yeah,
right.
2015. And I've been playing the piano since like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I started in church. I used to play for my church, MFM, back then in school.
Yeah.
So
You still play
that's-
for church. You should still play for church.
I still.
Because
once
the
in a
church
while-
trained you.
Yeah, I still do it. I
Yeah.
Still do it.
Okay.
Once
So,
in a while.
it must be an advantage for you when you go into the studio, for instance, to do maybe work with a producer, and you're already you don't have to explain what you want to sound like to the producer because you can play the keyboard, so you just give him what the sound is.
Yeah, you know, having the song in your head, you have to let the producer understand what's in your head.
Exactly,
Since you're not the one
exactly.
producing the song. So having the technical know-how somehow, it's quite easier to relate what I have in my head to the producer because
Yeah.
I just tell you, I'll just sing it and play it for you. I give you the progression, I give you the metronome, I give you everything. in it.
Essentially, you're
You
doing
understand?
like
so I'm
half of the-
technically like producing the song. Not
Exactly.
I'm just not doing the digital aspect of it. So yeah.
Very nice. So, of course, you've been doing music for 4 years, and you've worked with a couple of popular producers and all that. What would you describe your music as? Is it eclectic? Is it R&B? Is it, you know, would you call it soft rock? Which direction would you say your music
I'm an Afro artist.
Afro artist.
Afro artist, but I'm not limited to the African sound, you understand? So I try to put in the Afro sound in whatever genre I'm trying to do. If it's R&B, it's Afro R&B. If it's pop, it's Afro pop. If it's hip hop, Afro hip hop. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the African sound will be dominant in everything.
All right. Anyway, so let me not drag this discussion too long. Are you ready to perform for us today?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do it. So from his new single, Zamorra, for us.
Okay. So baby boo, when you need me, I come through for you. I no go fumble for you, and if I no reach, I go turn to for you. Oh yeah, oh my Alicia, baby, oh yeah, send us a make a wire for you. Nothing I will not do for you. The love I get, I gave no one but you, girl. But I go like no. Say you could feel do the same for me too. Say you could take it when I need you. And baby, shit, not only me they give you. So when I'm broke, when I'm down, when I'm lonely, say you go there. Or would you run away when I enter, baby, show my duro, say you go there. Or would you run away when I run to you, my baby, show my mommy, go there. Or would you run away? Money is important, but happiness is important. Show you, and happiness is important. Hustle is important, but cashing out is important. Cashing out is important. Friends are important, but family is important. Family is important. Friends are important, but family is important. Family is important. Oh, many things are important. And family is important. And loyalty is important. Important. Cause it never happened, it no means say it's over. Oh, I trust in God and always sky on Jehovah. You see Judas stay everywhere, them know the lawyer. So keep your hopes on high and stand like a soldier. And raise your voice and say, oh, 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 better to come. Oh, 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 sing it, oh, 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 better to come. Oh, better to come.
Great one.
Amazing, lovely music. I mean, that's some perfect.
Friends are important,
but family is important. Loved it.
It's relative, you know. It's relative. Very relative. I feel the vibe of the song. But that's relative.
Thank you so much, Zamorra, for that one.
Yeah, wonderful. Great one.
Yes, it's the second hour on the #1 breakfast show on TV. Now, if you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit. I advise you to not miss the rest.
Yeah,
but we're still here.
An equally exciting 2 hours to go. So it's Thursday, so you know it's going to be special. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Remember, we're live streaming tvcontinental.tv and, of course, on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in those comments across all the social media platforms and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
Now, did you know that our app is available for download on both the Google Play Store and the Apple iStore? Well, the app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. You saw how smooth that was?
Yeah.
Nice and smooth.
Nice. The rehearsals have been working.
Yeah.
It's good. We have to make sure that you are well fed. Your eyes are feasted. Oh, no, not your eyes are feasted. What's the language? I don't know. You know what? We have a chef. The chef that we've been waiting for has arrived. Chef Hanz is in the building. And hey. Chef Hanz, how's it going?
Anyways, I'm good. Very good. Good to be here.
All right.
Guys on the bad guy P this morning. What's going on?
How? Okay. So, like,
You know what? You know what? There's going to be a lot of fun in that kitchen today. Chef Hanz has a way of being very goofy sometimes.
Yeah, he does actually. But it's good to have you back, BA. It's good to have you back. It's good to have you back.
Always a pleasure to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to whatever you have to make for us
Today.
Make sure there's no fish in it, though.
Wow. No fish.
I mean, we are not cooking for
Who
you.
doesn't eat fish?
We are not cooking for you.
All right.
Anyway, so
I'm already getting hungry, y'all. We have to move on.
Straight to this morning's highlights.
Yeah, Mike has the latest in the world of technology, breaking down the nitty-gritty on the latest gadgets.
And of course, we have Abolaji David Banjoko, better known as BJ Sax, a professional saxophonist, who's looks like he's got a show coming up or whatever. And we're going to be talking about it today.
We'll be having a book chat, a book of new thoughts. We have Dr. Harry Paul Benjamin showing up. He's a really interesting person. I've actually met him before. He's a really interesting businessman as well. I know he has loads to talk about. And this book is geared towards inner peace and joy.
And an art display joining us to show us some of his work and talk about his journey as a graffiti artist is Osa 7. I'm sure you'll have seen some of his works all around Lagos, and we want to get into his mind and find out how he puts together these elaborate and crazy street arts. Yeah, very nice.
Then we will be joined by veteran ace disc jockey DJ Jimmy Jatt. Now he's heavily contributed to the modern hip hop era in Nigeria and, of course, major genres, other major genres of music in Nigeria. Hey, let's go. Okay. Okay.
Guys, it's not Friday. Well, okay.
It's a counting down.
Okay.
All right.
So when you talk about sleep well, Titi took the discussion on another level.
Into
wanted to
another
say something.
dimension.
I'm not blaming
Why are
you.
you blaming me?
Because
Mike? Don't blame me.
Hold on.
I had
When
a tangent and I took
No,
it.
no.
That
See, there's a way we wanted it to flow. We're talking about the time. It doesn't matter when or
Yeah.
where. Do you get it?
Okay, just
So you wanted to
land.
say something?
Okay, so sleep is not something that you should play around with. It's really, really important that you get adequate sleep. Otherwise, it's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your blood pressure. It's going to affect a lot of things. So a lot of people sacrifice sleep for pursuing money. And you would discover at the end of the day that it wasn't even really money. Because once you get the money, you now discover that there's something more that you're looking for. So that's basically it.
Very
Like
true.
what?
Very true.
Inner peace.
Very
Isn't that
true.
what we're talking about earlier?
Wow,
today?
you went
Very-
to inner peace?
Yes, because at the end of the day, what do we all want? Inner peace. As much as we want to make so much money, we still want peace.
When I have the money, I'll go and do yoga and get inner
You see,
peace.
and I know, and incidentally, like
I'm
you said,
serious.
a lot of our growth, a lot of our development, no matter how old you are, is still based on sleep.
Yes.
That is the point when, if you take drugs or whatever you do, that is when your cells or things are being repaired. It has a function in growth and development.
And your mind.
Very true. All this is true. All this is true. So, just trying to play the other side here. There are some people that just sleep too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There are some lazy.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to use a word that's appropriate for breakfast TV. The truth is, laziness is something that we do need to tackle. There are some people that could be doing more and they're just not doing enough. So even when you're awake, what exactly are you using that your awake time to do?
I really don't know what's distracting you, Chef.
Sorry,
You should be here, 100% here. Just in case you're just joining us, guys, this is Chef Hanz, being Hanz. And this morning, he's doing something very delicious and simple. Not too much serene, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this morning, guys, we are making... we are making an appetizer
do the honors,
and a dessert because you forget. So let me just say it now that I remember. So we are making an appetizer and we are making a dessert. So for the appetizer, we are having apple quesadillas with ham and cheese.
Yes.
And then for the dessert, we are having peanut butter with apple slices.
Yeah, peanut butter, apple
slices.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Basically, let's talk about the ingredients for our apple slices first.
Okay, so for the apple slices, you need 1 apple. You use a large one.
You know what they say about an apple? An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Well, I prefer bananas though.
Oh, right. Okay.
So yeah, an apple, and then granolas, almonds.
So the reason they're actually in a Ziploc bag, you want to tell them why?
Yeah, okay, so the reason why these ones are here is because we're going to crush them.
Yeah.
So we'll sprinkle them on top.
Okay.
And then we have chocolate chips. If you have chocolate chips, yes, or you can also just get chocolate and then...
dice them or chop them.
Yes,
okay.
That's about it. And then peanut butter.
Of course. Yeah. And then for our appetizer, that's the apple quesadillas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for that one, so we're going to use bread.
Instead of tortillas?
Yes. So if you have tortillas, you can actually use them. But I'm going to use bread. I'll roll it. Then, of course, the apple, ham, and cheddar cheese. Or whichever cheese.
And no spread. Just to say. Yeah. Oh, and you said we're gonna heat it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No oil actually. So you need to use a non-stick frying pan.
I think non-stick pans are like the trend these days.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we
They
don't
make
want our
cooking
food getting,
very easy.
brown and all that. All right, so let's get to it. So we are starting with our appetizers first.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am so excited about this morning's meal. Very simple, very easy, yet sophisticated.
Yes.
It's one of those meals that you make on one of those days where you're like, kids, I want to surprise you today. I want to make something different. And that's another way to incorporate fruits into their food because kids do not like fruits, they don't like vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a fun way of incorporating fruits into your children's food or breakfast or, it's an appetizer, so it could serve as lunch or something really light.
So just in case you can say, oh, I'm eating healthy, yes, because there's an apple, even though we have cheese.
Yeah, what about cheese? There's good cheese, actually.
Okay,
There's good
Some
cheese. Your body needs
some
some
people
level
would never ever go close to it.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yes, so.
All right, so we're heating up our pan, and then we're about to make... So you need like a roller pin, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to get our roller pin. Let me check.
Okay. Wow, that is going on.
We have one here. Okay. I might have to. Okay. Okay. Great. Sit it. See our roller pin. The only bad guy pin on the show today. Just in case you just joined us, guys, this is Chef Hanz, and we are making an appetizer and a dessert. And for our desserts, we're having peanut butter apple slides, and for our appetizer meal, we are having apple quesadillas with ham and cheese. Yes, guys, so much is about to happen on this show. What's next? You don't want to miss. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, I told you earlier on, guys, that what you're about to see is what you've never seen on national TV ever. Ever, guys. All right, so yes, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Hanz, being Hanz.
Still here.
And we are making an apple appetizer.
Yes.
And we are making an apple dessert.
Yes, we are playing around with the apples today.
But Chef Hanz, alongside cooking, do you know this guy can also throw down? Like, he can actually really sing. I told you, we don't just bring chefs on this show. We bring like the talented ones, the ones with some super skills. So I'd like him to do the cover of the song Amaka for us. Yes, he's surprising us on the show this morning. All right. So let's let you do your thing. You need me to be the video vixen. I can be Amaka for you.
Sure. Let's do this. No, but Amaka disappointed me.
All right. All right, let's do this.
Okay.
All right, so we have you guys. You're about to, give us some really cool beats. Let's do this.
Okay, one. Let's sing that shit next. I like Angie, I day straightforward. I like truth and I dey rock rumors, I don't know waiting you want to do, but make you let me know if you go show up, Cause I remember you said send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. You said send me your location, let's ride the vibrations. I don't need nothing else but you. But I see you for Insta. You say you dey Ibaja. Anytime I haul, you go say you dey my area. I say no wahala, but I don't wait you tire. I don't wait you saute. I don't dey lose weight, Amaka disappoints me. Otiendeke confusion. Amaka disappoints me. He came disappointment, Hey, Amaka disappoints me. He came confusion, Amaka disappoint me. Otiendeke disappointment,
You see, this disappointment might just be a blessing. I'll go ahead and learn instead of just daily stressing. I'm heading in the wrong direction, but I'm at peace cause I know I got good intentions. A good name, a good thing. Amaka, so it seemed, wasn't looking for a fling. When I swung your way, it's apparent with a straight. If I stayed on that lane, told my mom's all about you. She got excited, so I had to invite you. You never came, same thing every time. One excuse to another had me thinking in my mind there was truth in this rumors I had heard. It appears what I feared was confirmed to my ears and my eyes within my own area. And then he started trending online on social media. I made up my mind I had to take leave of you. A disappointment, a peace builder.
I love Angie, I day straightforward. I love Angie, I day straightforward. Hey, I love Angie, I day straightforward.
Straightforward.
Amaka disappoint me, hey. Amaka disappoint me, hey. Just send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Just send me your location, let's ride the vibrations. I don't need nothing else but you. I wanna come home, yeah. Coming home to you.
If they don't take this, we force it down their throats. What? BA, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
in case
you
you guys don't know, though,
Thank
Angie
you.
is his wife.
Yeah, that's so. Amaka
Amaka
disappointed
will
me,
disappoint
but yeah, Angie didn't. You get so that's.
Amazing. I
you
loved
got it.
every bit of the performance.
Thank you.
It was dope. It was dope.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you so
Amazing. I mean, like, you're a chef, you can cook, you can sing. Your wife is so lucky. I'm jealous. So how long have you been doing this, actually, like as an artist, as a singer?
Well, I mean, I started singing, say, 3, 4, 5 years ago professionally.
Yeah.
Mostly stage performances. Yeah, so opening for artists, open mics, wedding ceremonies. Yeah, that's what I've been doing basically.
Wow, interesting. And then you have like your single, which is coming out.
Yes,
really
I'm working
soon.
on something with those amazing guys over there. We're working on something. It's called Say Something. It's coming out very soon. But this song in particular, the Amaka song, it's on SoundCloud, so you can go and listen to it and download it if you want.
Amazing,
Yes.
amazing. So what other cover songs do you do?
Well, I did a cover of Bears, a lot of songs, a lot of songs. If you check my YouTube, you check my Instagram, yeah, you will see a lot of it as well.
Let's Say Something. You actually know the song?
No, not that Say Something, I'm giving up on you.
Yes, let's sing it together. I really like that song.
I don't really know this song.
No, let's just sing the chorus. 1, 2, 3, go. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Oh, I love that song. I love that
it's
song.
actually a part in the song. Yeah, I just put that line there.
Oh,
in
great.
my own song, yeah.
All right, so yeah, we have entertained you. Not enough, but we are moving over for some tech discussion with Mike. Let's let you, still ingest what you have just listened to this morning. Over to you, Mike.
Hey, man, was that an attempt to sing?
Get out.
Was that what it was there, man? You just allowed Chef Hanz to floor you anyhow. Wonderful performance there, guys. Wonderful.
Thank
Great
you.
one. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at some updates in the tech world. Microsoft yesterday announced updates to its My Analytics platform, which is a new Outlook feature that is meant to help you work less, find more time to focus on the work that actually matters, and by extension, get more downtime. Now, until now, for example, My Analytics, Microsoft's tool for helping employees track their productivity, will provide you with a measure of how much time you spent working after hours. Now, that's not necessarily a healthy number to track. Going forward, My Analytics will track the number of days you managed to unplug after work and didn't check your email or work on a document at 8 p.m. That's something Microsoft's own PR department could learn from, given that it has a tendency to provide essential press materials for next day embargoes at 6:30 p.m. Now, the idea here, obviously, is to get employees to focus on this number instead of how much they work when they are off the clock. All right, now that's quite an interesting one. Moving on from that, in November, Amazon launched an Alexa app for Windows 10 PCs that allow PC owners to speak to Alexa in order to set reminders, timers, and alarms, create to-dos, track your calendar, and control their smart home, get news, information, and more, and even play music. Now, that app is getting an update amid Microsoft's suite of build announcements. Amazon has released a new version of the Alexa app for Windows that offers a hands-free experience, which means that which explains Amazon you can now invoke Alexa whether it's running in the foreground or the background. All you need to do is say Alexa, thanks to the new wake word capability. The hands-free option doesn't replace the former push-to-talk capability. That's still an option if you prefer. In addition to the new hands-free feature, the app now includes support for Pandora music streaming, allowing Windows PC owners to use Alexa to ask for their favorite Pandora stations. And then moving on from that, something quite interesting is coming to Google. Lack of access to credit is one of the main reasons why users in emerging markets gravitate towards a free-to-play and ad-supported games and applications, now instead of paid downloads and in-app purchases. Now, to address this problem, Google has already rolled out other payment options over the years, like support for e-wallets, UPI in India, and carrier billing, for example. Now, over the past year, it's added 20 more carrier billing partnerships, bringing the total number of carriers supporting this option to over 170 worldwide, to reaching over 1 billion users through this 1 billion option. But carrier billing isn't a universal option, and it's not always a preferred one. To reach those users who rely on cash, Google is now rolling out another payment option. Now, we know that emerging markets are a key area of growth for you all, which is why we're excited to announce pending transactions. Now, this was said by Urash Mabod, who is the Director of Engineering responsible for Play Store and games on Google Play, speaking at the Google I/O Developer Conference yesterday. Now, this is a new class of delayed form of payment like cash, bank transfer, and direct debit, he explained. Now, basically, in very simple terms, sometimes tech can just overwhelm you. In very simple terms, Google are working on payment options so that they can make it easier for you to pay for apps, in-app purchases, and whatever you need to do on the Google Play Store. That's all on Tech Updates. But hey, remember, we spoke about our giveaway. It's going to be ending tomorrow. We're ending it tomorrow, and we're going to give out this Dream Vision T-Zoomy mobile VR headset, right? So it's now the video is up on my page. You're going to have to check the YouTube channel. Now the question was very simple. What are the 5 uses of VR which we mentioned in the video? Just go on the video and you see them. Just mention the 5 we put out there. Mention the 5 and detail them on the post, right? Mention the 5 at Mike Mesikenor. Just go there at MikeMesikenor on Instagram, right? It's courtesy DigiSpace David. So Mike Mesikenor, just go there. You see the video. It will link you to the YouTube channel. Just watch the video and pick out the 5 uses of VR. We're giving this out on the show tomorrow. I hope it's a viewer, not just someone from social media. On the show tomorrow, first correct answer. I've seen 1 or 2 answers. Just go out there and you win this. Not anyone here. Okay, so, well, I don't know if MM still wants to try her hand at singing. I don't know. But don't try yourself with Chef Hanz because it's going to floor you hands down. What's up, guys?
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigerian. Just in case you have been on the show, you know that this is Chef Hanz. Yes. And just in case you're wondering, is that the guy that performed earlier? Yes, he's the one.
Yeah.
Remember him?
And I wanted special. And the guy that rapped, Moses Audu, yeah. And then the guitarist was Tosin T Acoustic. And then my producer, Boye Jr. Shout out to those guys, amazing guys.
All right, so back to what we're doing here in the kitchen. We are making a dessert and an appetizer this morning. And for our appetizer, we are making apple quesadillas with ham and cheese.
Yes.
And then for our dessert, we are making peanut butter apple slices. Yes. I know, I'm smart, I know that. Yeah, and on your screen right there are the ingredients, but let's go through the ingredients for appetizers while we're,
Okay, so yes.
taking them through the process as well.
Apples, granola bars, almonds, chocolate chips, or if you don't have chocolate chips, you can actually just get your chocolate and then dice it.
Okay.
Right, then we have slices of apples, and so then the other one, ham.
And cheese.
Yeah. And then
our bread.
Okay. Yes.
And you can use tortillas actually.
Yes.
If you like.
If you like.
Okay, so let's show them how this is done.
Okay.
We already started with this. Look at that cheese and ham in there, really nice.
But this particular one, we didn't put apples. I made this for you actually.
Yeah, thank you. You made this for me, really nice. All right, so let's make one with the apples so that people know what it's like.
Yes. So you have your cheese.
Okay. You need me to help. Okay, let me help open up this one quickly because I'm very good with opening cheese.
Oh, great. So I'm the bad one.
This one wants to disappoint me now, like a
Amaka. If you have it, I'm waiting on you. Do you have it?
Yeah, almost there. Okay. So what kind of cheese is this actually? So you can use any kind of cheese.
Yeah, but this one I'm using is cheddar cheese.
Okay, you could use mozzarella, you could use...
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, fine. So let's just place that on the bread.
Okay.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
This is a very, it's quite a healthy dessert.
Yeah. Then
appetizer, actually.
You
as
put
our ham.
a slice. So you can do this however you want. You can chop it, but this is what I'm doing here.
So what else could you use apart from ham?
You can use bacon.
Bacon.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Bacon is good.
You can use chicken if you want. So then just decorate this with your apple slices.
You know, every time I think about, I think about kids and how much they're going to love this. For breakfast, you could just pack it in their lunch boxes for school.
That's all.
I mean, very easy to make. Okay, so let's quickly move over to our dessert so that people see how it's made.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for this, we're gonna just slice the apples differently.
Okay.
For this one, because we're trying to achieve apple slices.
Oh, okay.
So
I actually thought we were gonna chop it, like slice it the other way.
No, so like this.
Okay.
Right, so we're trying to achieve here.
So we're taking away this ones, yeah?
Yes, and so we don't get this bond, we need to always keep our eyes.
So remember, while you're making your apple quesadillas, no oil at all.
Yeah.
You just, place it on your pan and just, make sure you watch out for it on low heat, right?
Yes.
Low heat. So it doesn't... Sorry?
Like I would say blue flames.
Blue flames, so that it doesn't get burnt.
Yeah.
All right, so right now we're about to make our dessert, which is peanut butter apple slices.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is quite healthy actually because we're making use of granolas and almonds. Almond nuts are very healthy.
Yes, they are.
Really healthy.
So you do that.
Okay, so we are spreading the peanut butter on the apples.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like
That
peanut
looks
butter
really
on
nice.
bread, but then
Is there any other spread we could use though?
I love peanut butter and apples. You can try chocolate. I mean, there's no limit.
Oh yeah.
There's no limit to
chocolate spread.
There's no limit to what you can do.
Right.
So you have that, right?
We need to crush our granola.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm
Yes.
just gonna take this away. Okay.
So give me that duty.
What?
Would you give me that to just help me?
Okay,
crush?
so I'm gonna crush this with my hands.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Like
Let's
into like really tiny pieces, yeah? Okay, great. And we could use oats.
So if you
Just
can
think-
see this, one we made earlier on was a bit. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is perfect.
better.
Yes,
Oh,
this is
okay.
perfect. Yes.
Nice.
So that. So you have.
There's a lot of work. Oh.
Okay, I think this will work. It doesn't need to go into bits.
Oh,
So you can
okay.
actually have the chunks.
Yeah, because
as
we are
well.
making quite a few, right? So.
Yeah. So you can just have this chunks just on
Okay.
it.
On it.
Right. I mean, it could fall away. Yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
that looks really nice.
So-
This is like making making a burger.
Then you have this chocolate. You
On
just
it.
drop that on it as
Oh,
well.
nice.
Right.
And then our almond nuts.
Yes.
Okay.
That as well.
Great, nice. Oh, that looks really nice. And that's it. Right. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I'm just going to put this aside.
That's it.
Oh, this looks really nice. And then if you like, you could drizzle some chocolate or honey on it.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You can't.
Don't mind me, I'm such a sweet tooth.
No, but I mean, like you picked it up from here. There, nice. I thought it was
Okay,
gonna.
oh, really? Okay, like nicely, right? I know.
Picked it up nicely.
I know. Okay. Oh, wow. We are having a fantastic time here in the kitchen, guys. I can't seem to get enough of what we are making this morning. So excited. All right, so next we have BJ Sax on the couch with Mike. Hello, guys.
You tango, you not try yourself to sing again. All right, thank you guys. Wonderful one day. Abolaji David Banjoko, better known as BJ Sax, is a professional saxophonist who actually holds a degree in engineering. He casually took interest in playing the saxophone during his early teenage years, which grew into a major passion in his university days. He's a phenomenal musician and is undoubtedly one of Nigeria's finest saxophonists, distinguished by his unique, rich and spirit-filled tone. It's great to have you, BJ Sax. It's like the third or fourth time. It's always a pleasure having you.
It's a pleasure being here.
You're welcome.
Always,
You're welcome.
always,
Now,
always.
let's
Thank
get
you.
straight to it. You have BJ Sax Live, the 4th edition overall,
Yes, yes.
third in a row coming up quite very soon. I know that's the latest about you. You've been doing quite well with it. I mean, reviews from previous ones have been very wonderful. But let's talk about this one. What are we to expect in this particular
Well,
edition?
this is the third edition in a row, the
Yeah.
fourth edition generally, and it's a very special edition because we're doing a lot of new things.
Okay.
We're changing everything. We're taking it a notch higher. The music, the artists, because it's not just me, the people
Okay.
I'm featuring this time around. You know, it just promises to be an amazing time.
You said it's not just you. The previous ones have been more of you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you decide to have more people feature in this particular edition?
Well, just for variety's sake, and to also have more content for people. You
To
know.
have more content.
Yeah.
Now, there's a particular route. If I use that route to the studio, there's one particular billboard I always see you, and it has to do with mentoring.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody put up something that has to do with mentoring. Let's talk about mentoring for you and the saxophone and all of that. I know how is it being mentoring people? How is that side or that part of your ministry coming up?
Well, it's been good. I have a lot of young people that I'm mentoring. Why? Because I also started very young. I started from school, just like most of them. You know, I started just, you know, playing in the assembly, playing national anthem and the likes, you know, playing marching songs while marching into our classes. You know, that's how I started music. You know, and I know a lot of them are also in that part. You know, and I need to, you know, make sure they are at the right part.
They're at the right part.
Yeah.
Okay, for somebody watching out there, let's look at maybe very basic rudiments of playing the saxophone. What can you tell us? What little tidbits can you give somebody who wants to? Basic rudiments.
Your keys, your tonic solfa.
Okay, so first, it's all of us that are music inclined. When you say tonic solfa,
do, re, mi, you know, and the
okay,
likes. Yeah.
okay.
So, do, re, mi, and the like. So once you know your tonic solfas and you play regularly, you rehearse regularly. Unlike every other instrument, saxophone is very different. If I don't play for a week, I would know. I'll feel
Just
like
a week?
I'll feel like a learner. I play every day.
Okay, and how much of, because I know this is something that has to do with your windpipes, how much of energy do you expend? Because people talk about having to eat very well before playing the saxophone.
Well, if people that they don't really know much about the saxophone, you know. Saxophone playing is just like talking. If you talk too much, you probably lose your voice, or if you talk too loud, you understand, if you shout, you understand, or something, you probably lose your voice or stress yourself, or, you know, sometimes when you're talking too much, you feel stressed. So it's just like every normal thing, you know. So once you know the technique and how to go about it,
Easy. Does she or is it she or he? She. Does she have a name?
No, I don't name myself.
Why not? Because I feel
Let me tell you why. I have a lot of saxophones, but I'm a very personal person. I have like 7 saxophones, but I play only this one. So the other ones are just at home looking at,
Is it a general kind of saxophones, or do different saxophones have different kind of, you know, parts in the musical,
we have alto saxophone,
ensemble?
tenor saxophone, soprano saxophone, but I just like this particular.
So this, what type is this one?
It's alto saxophone.
It's an alto saxophone.
Yes.
Oh, can we feel it a bit? Can we feel it a bit? So these and more are what we expect. Now, when it comes to, I know you are a lead whenever you get to perform, and then you have some other people backing you up and all of that. Putting up those kind of arrangements, what does it take to put up such an ensemble, like a performance for you, when you have to lead and getting backups and all that?
For each artist, there are different ways. For me, I like to have my band together, and then we are spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
That
means that they have to have some level of expertise.
Yes, all my band members are professionals. Okay. So we go to our rehearsals to say, oh yeah, there's this thing I want to try, and then I play it, and then everybody puts in 1 or 2 lines, and then the music is ready.
Music, just like that.
Just like that.
You don't have to compose, because you don't have to compose something already. Maybe
for me, I feel it's a bit boring to have just myself and just put everything together when I have professionals with me. It's a band. And it's a
band,
collective
right?
work.
So it's a collective.
So all I just do is, oh yeah, I have this idea, and then I come up with the idea, and then my bassist just says, oh, let me play this to that. And then my trumpeter says, oh, let's play this. And then like that, we have fantastic music.
Wonderful, thank you very much. But finally, just what other arts do you have out on that day that we can know about?
We have Tim Godfrey, we have Eben, we have Big Bolaji, we have Mercy Chinwo, we have Bukola Beckett. So it's
a whole
packed.
package. 12th, that's
this
on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's on Sunday, 12th of May at Echo Hotel. Wonderful, I'm looking forward to that one, and wishing you the best.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Charles BJ Sax, and of course we have to wrap this on the show. It's the next 45 minutes. There's still more to come. Don't go nowhere.
Hello again.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome to the show. It's still the #1 breakfast show. What's funny? I don't understand.
Because of the peanut butter that I'm smelling, and my stomach is rumbling.
Okay, the peanut butter over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the one that you just finished chewing. No, not that one.
Yeah,
but
you didn't have to out me.
Yeah.
But it's Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, when we come on the show, things get busy, and one way or the other, we have to eat.
Yes, indeed. My name is Titilayo Oyinsong.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. We're streaming live right now at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Check us out at TVC Connect. Now, send in comments using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook.
Now, if you love TVC like we do, you know, hey, you need to download that app for Android and iOS. You can watch us from anywhere in the world. Join our online community. And of course, send us your comments and contributions as well.
All right, so joining us for our book chat today, we have Dr. Harry Paul Benjamin, the author of the book.
Yeah.
A Book of New Thoughts.
Yes, sir.
And it's a book geared towards inner peace and joy.
And on art display for today, joining us today to showcase some of his work and talk about his journey as a graffiti artist, Osa 7. Now, I'm quite sure you must have seen some of his works around the city of Lagos and outside Lagos, apparently. He's just really amazing. Can't wait to meet this guy once again.
Lastly, guess who's back on the show? It's DJ Jimmy Jatt, who has heavily contributed to modern hip-hop in Nigeria, and of course, other music genres as well.
Okay, so
Such a danceable song.
on Wednesday, Never Give Up was trending, and for good reasons. And I think I want to stretch it out to every other person. It's football, yeah?
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah.
Liverpool who overturned the 3-0 deficit against all odds. When I mean all odds, nobody. They could have won.
Exactly, it
Nobody
wasn't
had a chance.
expected, yeah.
Yeah.
But Mohamed Salah wore a shirt that said never give up.
Yeah.
I came on, you know, he wasn't on the team. Now they weren't playing their best team. You know, and I told somebody something. There's something adversity does to every single one of us. You see, when the only option you have is to be strong, that's when you know how strong you can be. So, you know, it was the situation, they weren't with their best team, but they went up there and beat a team that actually had a goat in it.
Wow.
But that day, the goat became Asun. What I'm saying, Never Give Up trend was trending, and for good reason. So that's the thing, never give
It
up.
was actually
Very
quite
true.
an interesting match. I was just like, that last goal, the corner kick, that just came out of nowhere.
What? Did you watch the match?
Yes, I did watch that match. And also something else that was trending, the fact that both Messi and Ronaldo are not
going to be in the Champions League final.
Yeah, it
So,
was just...
goats.
Just two unlikely teams.
Yeah,
too
man.
unlikely to. I thought it was this one.
Okay, so it's interesting, the whole never give up thing. There are a lot of people that have just written other people off. You have to talk about the Tiger Woods. So they pulled a Tiger Woods, basically. You know, and the issue of pulling a Tiger Woods is that you need also a support system. You need a plan. A lot of people don't put a lot of thought into getting back to the top. They just want to survive these days. And that's the
big. A
problem.
Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest civilian honor, was bestowed on him. Wonderful, great. You know, people want to say, oh, it was God. Yes, God is involved, but the guy had to work. People were like, oh, Donald Trump is giving. It was quite very cool, Donald Trump on him. But man, the guy had to put in the required work against all odds. So, never give up.
Never give up.
That's
I love
the word
it.
for
It's
today.
that's really one of the things that is my mantra. So if I'm giving anybody any kind of advice or mentoring or anything, I always tell them never give up. And I always say something that whatever industry you're in, there are no rules. So and rules are meant to be broken. So where people are telling you this can't work, it's never been done before, you're never going to get it, whatever it is, just go ahead and do it. And you just discover that it's...
I don't understand. Are you in a seminar, Mike?
What I want to not give up on now at this point in time. Yeah, seriously, man. We know we say it at times, but when we get to situations, as someone says, easier said than done. At times you need to, these things, when they get reiterated, when you hear them over and over again, spurs you to action.
Yeah.
So some Thursday motivation there.
Yeah.
All right, so joining us for our book chat this morning, we have an interesting person, Dr. Harry Paul Benjamin, the author of A Book of New Thoughts. That's the book I have here in my hand. It's geared towards inner peace and joy. And we're going to be looking at this book. I hope that we can, this conversation this morning is the beginning of many conversations. But a book of new thoughts. When somebody sees something like this, they think first, oh, okay, it's a spiritual book, or it's a religious book, or it's a Christian book. But what is a book of new thoughts?
Well, you know, the idea behind this is that we have the ability to access new ways of thinking. There's an aspect of ourselves that is inspirational, that will bring forth ideas that nobody has ever brought forth before. So the book is really a different way of looking at life circumstances and situations, which will ultimately help us to engender and cultivate inner peace and joy, which is a natural state of being that we all possess, but in a sense we abandoned it erringly or mistakenly. So the book is dedicated to helping us to come back to that awareness that peace and joy lives within us, and it's not something I have to go out there and get.
Yeah, I like it. Throughout the book, you were talking about consciousness and the fact that a lot of the things that happen to us are based on our thoughts and our responses to it. But before you even went in there, one of the things that you said in the beginning was people should ask questions. You know, don't just take what you grew up with as the truth, right? Always ask questions, always seek to know more. And this was a result of personal experience. Can you tell us that personal experience?
All right, so, well, one of the things that happened for me was a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, family friend, we were having dinner and he was trying to encourage me to accept what they were saying as the way to be saved,
right.
to go to heaven. And I asked a question, so if I didn't meet you, or if I didn't hear about this great piece of news, what would happen to me? If I was born in India, I was born in China, and I didn't get to hear this news, then I'd be doomed. So I thought it was unfair that individuals would so-called perish if they didn't get this information. So I needed to have clarity for myself, and then I went on my own study, and I realized that there were several people out there who felt the very same way, who had written great books, provided great information that give us clarity.
Now, the section 1 of the book talks about victim consciousness and the fact that, you know, essentially you were saying, I mean, I'm going to ask you whether that's what you were saying, but people are essentially born victims of either the society that they're in, the family that they're in, or something like that, and it looks like they have to work through it using their consciousness. Is that what you're saying?
All right, so we're not born victims, because the word victim, V-I-C-T-I-M.
Yeah.
So somebody says that person's a victim. But if you look at the word in the way I've described it as an acronym, it's a victor inhibiting, cultivating their inherent magnificence. So there's a magnificence inside someone that we call a victim, and there's a victor inside. Now that has to be cultivated and expressed to change the circumstances. So we're not born as victims, but our society, the way we look at ourselves, if we look at ourselves as only human, if we say we're merely human, then we begin the process of feeling like a victim, because then we become very small. Circumstances seem like it's against us. People may seem to do things to us. And then we start to make the error of believing that things are happening to us.
Yeah, yeah.
Not recognizing that we're the ones really doing it to ourselves because of our perception, the way we think, and then the actions that we're taking as a consequence.
There's something that you said, which I thought was remarkable. The fact that in the first stage of your life, when you were younger, you and your wife, you had a business and everything, and a lot of things went wrong in certain areas, and it affected the way that you were feeling. And of course, it made you sad and depressed and all of that. But it was later you then discovered that it was your response that was more important than the situation that you were in. Can you explain that for me?
Yeah, so what happens is that when we wake up, or begin to wake up, right? And interestingly, I didn't know that this was the name of the show. I thought it was Morning Show.
Yeah.
But in the book, I have a chapter on wake up. When arisen kings embrace unlimited powers.
I like that. When arisen kings embrace unlimited powers. Wake up, yeah.
And then I was just inspired to do Nigeria. Nation inspiring greatness, excellently revealing infinite abundance.
I love it. I don't know how you do it. You know, you
it's
said
just inspiration.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So inspiration. That's one of the things that you said. Yeah.
So to climb up now, I learned this from study. There are 4 stages of consciousness. So we begin victim consciousness by mistake. Then there's manifestor consciousness, where you start to take responsibility for your life. You start to focus on dreams, goals, aspirations. The 3rd stage is God using you consciousness. Now that stage is very challenging to enter into. And then the 4th stage is God as us, where the Christ, or whatever term individuals may use, that aspect of ourselves starts to think as us. So our thoughts come from the heavenly realm, the words, the actions that you take, And it's very easy to roll over circumstances and situations because your peace and your joy is coming from within.
From the inside.
And has nothing to do with your external environment.
Well, that's really deep because, you know, most people just feel, oh, I live in this country or I'm in this particular situation, and so that's why I am the way I am because of where I've found myself. But you are saying that rather it's more of, you know, you focusing on the inside and using that to then affect the way that you feel about whatever is happening.
So we think not the outside causes the feelings. It's not the outside. It's our description of what happens outside that causes the feelings. So let's say somebody runs into the back of your car, right? You just drove with a brand new Benz from the dealer, it's new, and the Kekemara driver, boom, in the back, right? You could come out and you could describe it with anger and bitterness and upset about the situation, or you could come out and say, hey, are you okay? Do you need me to take you to the hospital? You know, is everything all right?
Yeah.
Do I need to give you some money to or your joy and
So
your
it's
peace?
your response to that situation that's really important.
Yes, it's your description that determines. You see, it's not the situation that determined it. It's your description of the situation.
Description, right.
So if you describe it negatively, you will experience it negatively. If you describe it positively, you experience it positively. So it's your words that you're experiencing, not the situation. And people don't recognize it because it happens so quickly. When something happens, there are thoughts that get suggested to us. And when they get suggested to us, we accept the suggestions without evaluating whether or not we should accept that or should we re-articulate the situation in a way that we want to experience it.
Yeah. So now, you talked about, well, I've heard of acronyms before, but it was when I got this book and I discovered that you had done something in the reverse called acronyms. Why did you do that? And I've seen that you coined so many words here using other words to describe this consciousness for each section in the book. So how did you come up with the acronyms as a word itself?
All right, so it's inspiration. So it wasn't like I sat down and deciphered, and it's not a copy and paste book. It's a book that came from my soul. So the entire process it's an unfolding. It's akin to the process of planting a seed, and the seed grows and bears flowers. So we have this power within us. We have life within us. We have the Christ within us. You know, some people give it different names in different cultures, but it's within us. In the Islamic arena, we call it the Gabriel. So there's this natural life within us. When it wakes up, or we become awake to it, then it starts to unfold and blossom and bloom, and it will produce something like this. So this came from me, out of me, not like I sat down and tried to figure this out. Even the words, they're just inspired. So I don't have to sit down and try to figure this all out. And then putting them together, you know, it took me 3 weeks. The book came out in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So it was the previous process of fine-tuning myself, which all of us can do. Every single one of us can do this. We can fine-tune ourselves to allow God to flow in, through, and as us.
Amazing, amazing. Dr. Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us and for writing this book. I've been reading it, and it's really, really deep. And the book is a book of new thoughts, and it gives you a new consciousness about your life and how to respond to various situations. Now we're heading over to the open space where TT is on standby with OSA 7 for some art discussion. Hey, guys.
Hey, in fact, Dr. Benjamin, thank you so much for coming to the show. It's great to see you. You look amazing. We're moving on to art today, and now this is a discussion I've been looking forward to. We have OSA 7 in the building.
Hi.
I feel like I should burst into rap or something.
No, come on, don't do that.
No. So I don't think I've met a more fly artist, or artist, not artist. And there's a reason for that, because I find your work really, really out there, like mind-blowing. But for those that don't know, what do you call your art pieces? What do you use to describe what you produce?
Basically street art, urban art.
Urban art?
Yes.
Okay. So urban art internationally makes reference to graffiti.
Yes.
What did they do? The one on the floor? The drawings on the floor.
The 3D like.
3D,
yeah.
yes, the 3D artwork and the like.
Yeah.
And this is all stuff you do?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't really experimented with the 3D floors or in Nigeria, but yeah, we'll get there.
Eventually.
So, yeah, definitely.
Eventually. I know we have a piece right in everybody's face right now. What sort of art is this? I'm trying to make heads or tails of it. I'm trying.
Okay, this is pretty much something I've been experimenting on. It's I'm not really conversant painting on canvas, but I really started because of the demand. I have a whole lot of people demanding that, oh, I really don't want it on my wall. I want something that I could move out, you know. So it's the first of a series called the Oblique series, which probably eventually might lead to an exhibition in a couple of months, but the team and I were still working on how that's going to happen.
Now, this was produced on a computer, right?
Yeah, digitally, yes.
Digitally,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And then you transferred it onto canvas.
Canvas, yes.
But I know that you've also done live drawings.
Yeah, I do a lot of live.
But as you said, not on canvas. What are the places or things you actually create
I prefer walls, you know. I got into this whole art space as a graffiti writer, but I have been evolving since then.
Like what we're seeing on the screen right now?
Yeah. So that's one of my pieces.
Yeah.
I paint on anything, so anything basically is my canvas. Anything I see to paint on is a canvas for me, you know. But I specialized in painting walls, you know.
Yeah.
That was for the Lagos State Commission.
Yeah.
Lagos at 50 is at Ozumba Mbadiwe by law school.
Yeah. Everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really amazing piece.
Thank you.
I can see the keke stuck in the wall there.
Yes.
So how did you make that happen?
We got kekes and we split it into two.
You actually cut the keke into two.
Cut it
Obviously,
into
you
two.
remove the engine and all the
Of course,
necessary
definitely,
parts.
yes.
And then you got permission to stick that into the wall.
Yeah, we basically talked to the Lagos State government and LCC on that, and we got permissions to hang it on the wall.
All right, but I know it looks easy to just paint a wall.
Yeah.
But that must have taken you a lot of time. How long did it take you to do that particular
The whole
piece?
stretch, it took me 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah,
that's
it could have taken me less, but because we were trying to storytell, which we always do with every project we work on, we always try to tell amazing stories. So it took us more time because we had to get a whole lot of people engaged in it and all, yes.
Okay, but now these pieces of art, do you just take them from your head or do you actually look for inspiration from any particular place?
Inspiration comes from God for me, you know, and places I've been, things I've seen, people I've met, you know, I get inspired by basically things around me, you know, but again, for a couple of my artworks, depending on the direction which the client wants, you know, then I tilt towards their ideas.
Okay, so now in terms of art, a lot of people don't understand what goes into it. I think you use some really interesting materials, but what material haven't you used and what would you love to use one day?
Material. Apart from painting, I like sculpture.
Sculpture?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would like to try a relief piece with like fusing both sculpture and painting together.
Oh, wow.
You know, so sculpting, creating relief, then painting to show.
Is there a place in Lagos that you would have loved to put some art on right now?
Plenty places in Lagos I would love to put
Give me
art.
one, just give me one. One wall or one place.
One place, Freedom Park.
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
For what it stands for, yes, I would really love to create something there.
You never know, it might just happen.
Conversations are already happening about it, so yeah, we're on it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, Osa, it's been a pleasure having you in the studio.
Pleasure.
It's at Osa7, right, on Instagram?
At Osa_7, SEVEN7.
Beautiful. I'm going to ask everyone to make their comments and contributions on social media right now. Make sure you tag us, Wake Up Nigeria. It's great to have you, Osa.
Thanks.
We have to take a quick break now, though. There's so much more on Wake Up Nigeria.
I bet you shot at Jimmy Jatt. The girl is say she getting show. Getting house. So
Oh, beautiful.
Veteran ace disc jockey, DJ Jimmy Jatt. His real name is Oluwafori Jimmy. I love it. That's it's a deep name.
Yes.
It's such a deep name. Adewale Amu.
Yes,
and he, of course, has heavily contributed to the modern hip-hop industry in Nigeria and all the genres of music as well, raising hordes of DJs all across Africa.
He's revered as one of the pioneering hip-hop DJs in Nigeria, and of course, he's also behind the highly successful yearly event, Jimmy's Jump Off.
Yeah, always cool, always calm.
Yes, so.
Never looking for trouble, doesn't do East Coast, West Coast.
Even the snapback thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're not wearing a snapback today, but those snapbacks are epic.
He just said to me that he came from a show this morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I didn't know that you still, I thought that what you do is that you just do celebrity performance, you just come perform like 3 times a year. And then your boys do the rest. But I didn't know that you still did like regular gigs.
Yeah, I do regular gigs. I'm a DJ, so you want to play every day. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm very active as a DJ, and I play gigs like I play average maybe 4 or 5 gigs a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That many?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like a 9-to-5 job, like back to back.
Yeah. I mean, it varies. Some weeks are not as hectic, but some other weeks are even more than that, So, yeah, if you put it on an average, about 4 gigs a week.
It feels like the industry has really evolved over the past decade, but it's only someone like you that can actually pinpoint what aspects of it really changed and how you were able to evolve with the times.
I think, of course, times obviously would always affect times and events, and technology, the internet, a lot of things. I mean, for me as a DJ, first of all, you come from carrying crates of records to now going around with maybe a laptop or a flash drive, so it's more mobile, but also it does have its own the minus side or the negative side. But, you evolve with all these things, you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You have this, because you've been doing this for quite a while, you have, of course, this treasure trove of not just music, that most people wouldn't even know about, but you have to stay fresh. When 2019, boys are coming out with music almost every single day. Yeah. So how do you stay fresh?
Be honest with you, I mean, I just look at myself every day and say, man, first of all, if you don't stay out of something, you will always be, abreast with what is new, and I'm always like, I'm that kind of guy that get bored easily. So I'm always looking for what's new. And as far as you're looking for what's new, you'll always be as fresh as that new stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So in terms of technology or DJing, for instance, I'm kind of ahead of a lot of new guys, for instance, because I'm quick to get into it. I'm aware when it's even being developed. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm eager to get into it when it comes out, So, like I said, I've been doing it for so long. Some guys been doing it for so long, they rather stay at the time they got into it. I'm the guy that feels like, man, what's fresh, what's new, And, I stay with it. I stay with it like daily, 24 hours a day.
There's one thing I really appreciate about you, that you've done a lot to give back.
Yes.
And even just last week, I was seeing something on your social media pages, social media, about a project you've been working on.
Yeah. That's like, you get to this point. I've been doing this for well over 30 years. So at this point, it's not just about yourself. It's, how do you affect people? How do you, give back, but just affect people's life. So I'm working with some people on, trying to use our fame, popularity, that celebrity status to, raise funds, get money from some places, and then, put them back into public education, for instance, like renovating public schools, so a lot of that I'll be doing in the next couple of months.
Honestly, it's mind-blowing what you're able to achieve with, just a little fame, talk less of your years of networks.
Yeah.
Now,
and I was even going to say, the fact that you've collaborated so much and you've made even a lot of the stars that we know today, you're of course one of the one of those who make them happy because you play their music on the radio, you play their music on your shows and stuff like that. So it's easy for you. So, I mean, you've heard Jimmy Jatt and Burna Boy, Jimmy Jatt and Wizkid, Jimmy Jatt and Two-Face, you know, so it's almost like you have all these guys, you know, at your beck and call to then support. And of course, it looks like they're responding to you.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it doesn't hurt to always build relationship. I've always, you know, I'm a relationship person, you know. I make bold to say most of the artists, I've known them before some of them even got into music. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, if you go as far back as even the Daddy Shoki, I've known him when he was in the military. I have pretty much asked him to come into the music. You understand? Two-Face, for instance, you know, I pretty much drew them into that music space, you know. And then you moved to recent time, maybe a Wizkid. This is a boy that I've known in Surulere long before anybody heard of him. You know, so for me, I have that relationship with a lot of them. Like, it's not based on the popularity. It's based on sincere friendship, which I do have with a lot of them. Yeah. So,
Did you ever foresee the industry getting to where it is now? Did you have any foresight?
To be honest with you, kind of, yeah. But maybe not, of course. I mean, at the time, maybe in the 80s, you won't see it where it is right now because you wouldn't have thought that the, you know, internet, social media would, you know, change the dynamics of things, you know, where artists are in control of what they do, you know, or you as a DJ, you're in control. You could, I mean, when I started to play a gig outside state is a lot of work. For people to hear about you in the next city is a lot of work, you know. But right now, for people to hear about you across the world is like overnight.
Just
you know,
a hashtag.
So you understand what I'm saying? You know, all that's changed stuff and make it bigger. I mean, so when I started DJing, you're like, oh, okay, well, I want to be playing gigs in my old neighborhood. I want to be. Then you start playing the old states. And then you started playing the country, and then you start going out of the country. Now, I think personally, I say I've covered like 6 continents. You know, of the 7 continents. Yeah.
Beautiful.
This guy's becoming a legend. Small.
But we have to feed this legend.
Yes, sir.
We have to head to the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am.
We have Chef Hanz.
Thank you.
He's been hard at work with MM.
Okay. Yeah. Been watching.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this part though.
Hi,
yes,
DJ.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's great to have you.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Chef Hanz.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Today, man.
And this morning he's made a dessert and an appetizer.
Yep.
And for appetizer, these are apple quesadillas with ham and cheese. And then for desserts, it's called peanut butter apple slices.
Ooh.
So we need
This is
to
the way
serve.
MM is us.
We need to
Okay, so
serve
Chef Hanz, over to you, please. Let us know how you put this together.
serve. I guess you can serve it down.
So how do you...
Chef, serve this thing down.
Hands.
Time is going on. All right.
Head.
So this is healthy stroke.
Okay. Delicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a taste of it and let us know what you think.
Go ahead.
This is all mine, right?
Yes, all of it.
Jimmy Jatt is coming. He's coming from the gig, so...
Turn off the camera and let me eat this thing properly.
All right.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay. So have a taste of the quesadillas.
So what do you think?
Like it? Love it?
Very nice, man.
All right.
Where do I see you every day?
Follow him on Instagram.
No, we have
Home service.
we have to wrap up though. We have a lot of thank yous to make.
Yeah, big thank you to all our friends for joining us on the show today.
Yes.
And of course to Homely Angie for the kitchen accessories on the show.
Of course, and a big shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for the amazing hairstyling. You know we love you. And of course, thank you to all of you at home that tune in every day. All 1.3 million of you. Yes.
Oh, yes.
We love you.
Yes.
DJ Jimmy Jatt.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. And Chef Hanz.
Chef Hanz, the guy that sang the ballad to his wife on our show.
On our show.
Yes, sir.
You're going to pay for that.
We love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.